Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to today's SLP update for Tuesday 15th of March, and here we are with the SLP. Now yesterday I did point out that SLP is potentially making a falling wedge, and it seems like so far the falling wedge is still in place, still intact. And if you guys are on tradingview.com and you went here to draw the lines, you can already see what it did. Okay, it's perfectly showing that this is really a falling wedge. So, uh, back to the charts. We already saw. Actually, I'm going to show you on the daily this one. This is going to be way more clear onto the daily. Okay. So yesterday was a pump. In my opinion, it's not still a good time to buy again. So all you did was, you came down here, went up, came down, went up, came down, and look, you pumped to the upside, and look where you find resistance. Again, you're coming down here, potentially to find another resistance at the 52. Who knows, 152 here, and then pump to the upside to the 163, and then you break out finally to go back to the 21, 22 region areas. Now, of course, we're gonna have to mirror Bitcoin. I say this always on the channel, okay? Because if someone is new, they should understand that this thing with Bitcoin that is kind of really bad, okay? So here we are. You can see how this candle printed up here, okay? I am expecting a little bit of that scenario to be printed out here. Now the difference is that this one went to the downside. What I'm expecting is that it does the same, but this time it does go to the upside, okay? That's the only difference that I see. Anyways, I cannot see that much into the future, but at this moment, man, Bitcoin is looking kind of weird. And as long as Bitcoin is weird, you're gonna find tough to trade SLP. Okay, it's gonna be tough. But right now, let me just reassure you one thing: you're still inside a bullish pattern nonetheless. Okay, this is a bullish pattern, and you can ignore that it's a bullish one, and it can break to the upside to go back here. And it does make sense because when you came from a downtrend and you start to make a falling wedge like this, then that's bullish. It is bullish. And if the answer is bullish, I'm going to say it's bullish. If it's not, I did say it's not. But for me, what I'm just trying to say is there should be a breakout. Okay? There should be a breakout to the upside, back test things, and then boom, you shoot towards this price level, and that's going to be your price level, price targets right there. The suspense still remains. The boring journey is still going to continue with SLP. The frustration is still going to be alive until this point of time. I don't think anytime soon you're going to have that kind of rally to the upside, but still, that's what expected. But in my opinion, if you do something like this, let me tell you, you break the trend line, back test the 141, 141. This could be backtesting this yellow line, and you can equally make a fake out and go back up to go here. This is something that happens again and again in crypto. Okay, I do expect something like that. It's just like the wick you had here, that wick you saw, and you could still make one wick on the daily. Boom, you shoot to the upside. Boom, you break out the falling wedge, make a fake out to the downside. Because when you approach the apex, I'm going to tell you, the apex is a little bit far away. It's not anytime soon, so you have a lot of days left for the apex. If I still stretch this apex right now, we have like time until 1st of April. Do you get my point here? You still have time until the 1st of April. So until 1st of April, we're going to get the answer from Bitcoin as well, and we're going to get the answer from SLP. Now, if Bitcoin does start to look bad, this is not going to be good, and you might even lose a bullish pattern like a falling wedge and start to go to the downside. But in my opinion, what you're going to do by the end of the day is come down, make a fake out, and then boom, pick to the upside. That's what I'm thinking of. Or you can just leave the fake out and just go to the upside. But all in all, the summary, the moral of the story is that wait for the breakout, confirm, backtest, retest, enter, and then ride the tides to the upside as well. That's just how it will be safe to trade. I just want to see the weekly as well, analyze the weekly time frame. All right, so the weekly, here we are with the weekly. You see, it's not a bad thing if you end up in the weekly time frame. You still have 5 days more to close this weekly. So if you do end up in an inverted hammer like this, that would be a good sign that potentially next week you're going to start to break out. Okay, but you still have 5 days more to wait to see if SOP is going to do that or it's not going to do that. Okay, it's a very slow painkiller, I know, but what you don't want to see is that you start to close again to the downside, but you could still do the same, like come down to the 47, make a fake out, and then boom, push to the upside. Anything can happen. But what I want to see is that SOP closes at this price level, which is the 160, and doesn't go below here, because if it starts to fall down, then in my opinion that's gonna be ugly. But if you do end up with an inverted hammer right there, then the next week you make one big green candle, make a morning star here, and then you push to the upside completely. Okay, so it's very oversold, it's very oversold. Logically speaking, this seems like a buying opportunity more than a selling opportunity, because I always say this: you buy the green, the red candles, and you try to sell the green candles when they come up in the future. So of course, you still have to bring in more technical factors in between as well. You cannot be one-sided completely, and for that one we're still gonna have to wait for confirmation of the falling wedge as well. So that's it for this update. If you guys are interested in learning the trading course, I do have a trading course for you, the Pirate Trader. If you can check this out, the link is in the description of the video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.